Welcome to another installment of Deconstructing Babylon, where we discern the signs and symbols of the mystery religion of Hollywood Babylon. I'm the Discerning Clerk, and I use a biblical framework to deconstruct movies from the 90s.
Noticed your eyeglasses. They don't have any lenses in them.
They're my dad's. The lenses hurt my eyes.
When I first started making these videos, I didn't know exactly what truths would be revealed in the process, and it's been exciting and enlightening as I search the scriptures and seek Yahweh in prayer. I know most of what I say is hard to hear and even understand. I'm not saying my opinions are always right, and so I pray that anyone who comes across my content is given ears to hear and eyes to see directly from the counseling spirit, if Yahweh sees fit to do so. Today I am deconstructing 1997's friendly yet spicy rom-com Fools Rush In, starring the late Matthew Perry and the sultry Salma Hayek, who happen to have lovely chemistry together. It garners an average 3 stars from the Video Movie Guide, which says, East meets West in the pleasant comedy about a New York builder and a Las Vegas photographer whose roots are in central Mexico, and the rocky marriage they create out of their one-night stand. Both in-laws step in to complicate matters and to allow the culture clash jokes to accelerate. The few serious scenes take a backseat to humor. Rated PG-13. I suppose it's East meets West, but it seems more like North meets South. Perhaps it's inconsequential, but perhaps it's not. Let's see what we see in Fools Rush In. The first image we are shown is a tall tower, Rockefeller Center to be exact, with the iconic Christmas tree outside. When it is on or near December 25th in a movie, it is my belief that the underlying symboling points to Mary veneration and Queen of Heaven worship. As the crowd moves one way in the cheery winter scene, Alex Whitman goes against the Christmas crowd and he carries a large fake swordfish, which happens to be one of the few sea creatures declared unclean and unfit for food.
What's with the fish?
It's a keychain.
Meanwhile, way down south in central Mexico, we meet Isabel Fuentes, who is also not bothered by the date on the calendar, but rather drifts peacefully on the water. The two will meet in the middle, in Las Vegas, which has long been known as Sin City, where anything and everything can and will happen. The debaucherous city defines sin as sadomasochistic pleasure that stays there when it happens there. The Bible defines sin as transgression of the law, but it is in this center of permissible sin the uptight north will meet the laid-back south. I visited the Hoover Dam a few years ago. We took the dam tour, but there was a lot they didn't tell us, like the meaning of the angel statues on the Nevada side. Unfortunately, Lake Mead is now empty, and the dam is just a big concrete tourist attraction. It really makes me wonder what lies beneath.
Religion is a very important part of our culture, at least in my family. And I believe that your destiny has already been decided. You just have to read the signs.
I wonder which religion she's talking about. Certainly the mystery religion relies greatly on signs and omens, which is why they use it all the time in Hollywood storytelling. The two have a brief affair, and in the time when night becomes day, Isabel leaves. 3 months later, Alex is making progress on the Vegas project when an old friend shows up.
I'm Catherine Stewart. Our families are very old friends.
Lo and behold, Isabel also comes back with some information that changes Alex's life forever.
That I am pregnant, that I'm keeping this baby, and that it's yours.
The pregnancy ending conversation wasn't really had here, only alluded to. I remember watching this for the first time, thinking that ending the pregnancy wasn't even a real option that people would consider. Different times. Isabel leaves quickly again, but this time Alex is conscious to follow her and catches up with her at the Hoover Dam.
You know, my great-grandfather helped build this. He came up from Aguascalientes in the 30s.
It was built during the Great Depression, and the manpower required to build it was willing to do any kind of work at the time, including dangerous work like building this monument to industry. Isabel brings Alex to her parents' home to meet her large traditional family.
So your father, is he a big man, or?
Though it's not only family at the dinner, but Isabel also has an old family friend there.
Chewie, hi. Luke Skywalker. How are you?
A Star Wars reference. Interesting. Perhaps we're looking at sun and moon duality after all.
Well, that's funny, because she's never said a word about you.
As the father and daughter argue, Alex escapes with Isabel's mother. The Virgin Mary features prominently in this scene as they speak reverently for the old matriarch. After the Fuentes family dinner, Isabel is determined to not have Alex involved in her life or with her baby. She has a large family support system, but they've implied that Alex doesn't, which is probably what prompts him to say this.
And I think we should get married. Right now.
And in the cover of darkness, with Elvis as a witness, Alex and Isabel get married. Elvis symbolism has multiple meanings in Hollywood Babylon. He is one of the kings of the mystery religion, the king of rock and roll, and is associated with the number 88. The 88 points to the analema, or the sun and moon in their courses. Isabel's father is furious with the so-called man who eloped with his prized daughter.
You are not a man. You are a thief, that's what you are.
Though he should feel threatened by this righteously angry man, Alex isn't scared and doesn't even apologize. The new couple run into one of many challenges as they learn to be married. So they argue about where the family will live, north or south, east or west. Isabel's family, without her father, come to the Stark company house to transform it into a warm, bright family home. And no home is complete without a family pet.
Small, ugly thing, fighting feet!
This one, a small breed dog. A dog in a movie is God according to the mystery religion law of reversal. This tiny Spanish breed barks and bites despite having no real power or authority. The message seems clear. Their faith in God places him under their feet and in their care. Family is the thing they worship.
Jesus Christ!
They speak about Isabel's photography often. She works at Caesar's Palace, which is Roman-themed, taking tourist pictures. But her real passion project is a photo book she's compiling about the desert. Alex's project is the nightclub he's in Vegas to build, but his passion is the city of Manhattan.
There's a spot in the middle of Central Park, the Bethesda Fountain, where if you sit there long enough, the entire city walks by.
There is a pool called Bethesda in the Bible, where the sick and injured would gather. And when the pool would bubble up, people would climb into the water for healing. And Isabel's last name, Fuentes, means fountains. Alex refuses to tell his parents about his new bride and baby, but they still manage to find out when Kathy Stewart, the very old family friend, meets Isabel and tells the senior Whitmans. Whitmen?
Sister, what the hell is that?
The actor playing Alex's dad didn't need to stretch his character very far, as it is Matthew Perry's biological father in the role. By Cinco de Mayo, 5/5, the two families meet. The white men and the fountains out on the water.
Jesus Christ, is it hot?
The heads of these two families negotiate the marriage details of their children, including raising the baby in the Roman Catholic traditions.
Whatever the mother is, the baby is.
And just what is the matter with Presbyterian?
Presbyterian is not a religion.
The roots of Presbyterianism come from the Protestant Reformation, where John Calvin brought Reformed theology to the church in Scotland in the 16th century. It's a large Christian denomination that would find itself opposed in many ways to the liturgical theology practiced in the Roman Catholic Church. The disagreement continues then with the new couple.
It was a sign
Of what?
that the baby would be Catholic.
Oh, well, then it's a good thing you weren't stopped in front of an IHOP.
I know he's talking about the pancake restaurant, but there has been a church with the same acronym that has recently come under fire, IHOP KC, or the International House of Prayer, Kansas City. Despite their disagreement, the two are quickly reconciled at an ultrasound when they experience their baby together. As Alex gives more of himself to his wife, the more he drops the ball at work, and the couple makes some compromises they can both agree to. Alex's failings at work bring him back to New York for a meeting with his boss, who wants to know his best guy is still with him. I tend to notice artwork in a scene, especially when they try to make it so noticeable. This one is an ad for spirits, no doubt, showing us more spiritual truth. The meeting with his boss leaves Alex with a difficult decision. He's about to be given everything he's worked for, but it means lying to Isabel and breaking promises he's made to her. His baby, the nightclub, is finally ready to birth, and it is with an abundance of black and white checkerboard. Alex's boss is the one who tells Isabel the truth, and it really seems like Alex is both a thief and a liar.
I thought we were a family.
You don't understand the concept of a family.
A scare with the baby lands Isabel in the hospital. She turns the tables on Alex and lies that she lost the baby, thinking it was the only thing keeping the marriage together. Isabel goes south to finish her pregnancy, and Alex goes north to build his dream nightclub. A brief montage provides some more symbolism: Christ on the cross in the south, and the Angel of the Water statue at the Bethesda fountain in the north.
There are signs everywhere.
The Catholics are a superstitious people. They believe the saints and their personal guardian angel work to send signs to give Catholic believers answers to personal prayer requests. The Bible says that Yahweh puts his signs in the sky, the luminaries of the day and night, for signs and for seasons. Alex rather follows the signs he perceives back to Isabel in the south. He even rides a donkey into town, very prophetic of the Messiah. And Isabel embarks on a long journey back to have her baby, very prophetic of the Messiah. As Alex waits for Isabel, he gets a baptism in the rainwaters.
There was a priest! He said there were signs everywhere!
Isabel delivers her baby on the Hoover Dam on the state line between Arizona and Nevada. That's spooky. The movie ends with a wedding as the white man marries the fountain out in the desert, and the final image is the Grand Canyon as Elvis serenades with the title song. The movie opens with Christmas and ends with a wedding, much like what Christians call the New Testament. Though we've discussed before that December 25th is not the birth date of Messiah, and Christmas today is more about Mary veneration, stemming from traditions imposed by the Roman Catholic Church. I believe what we just watched here was a more true Christmas story to its origins than anything else. December 25th is the birthday of Tammuz, the demigod born to Nimrod of Genesis 10 notoriety. Nimrod was a great architect who is responsible for the Tower of Babel that was designed to reach the heavens apart from the Most High. The first master architect and builder, if you will, built a pyramid to ascend to the highest peak until Yahweh intervened and confused the languages and dispersed the people. Tammuz's mother, Semiramis, is known as the Whore of Babylon, or the Queen of Heaven, and her aliases include Ishtar, Esther, Inanna, Columbia, and Mary. And when the Roman Catholic Church shows images of idols and the Virgin Mary with her son, the Christ child, it is really Semiramis with Tammuz. Now, with that information established, we can see how much filmmakers pointed to female idolization. The women ran the Fuentes family, going back to the great-grandmother, who is the one holding the baby girl at the wedding in the end. Christ child isn't a child, but is rather Christ crucified again and again, as the crucifix seems almost a permanent fixture. And in the film is a wedding near a vast open pit, and it seems like the counterfeit wedding of the Antichrist and the Whore of Babylon. Okay, maybe that one crossed the line. But I cannot believe that these things are just innocuous now. What only seems like a mediocre rom-com happens to have deep-seated worship of the Queen of Heaven, which is what is truly at the heart of the mystery religion. in case you didn't know. The sun and moon symbolism does seem to be prevalent, but it is in the cities or the locations themselves. Don't take my word for it. Know the word for yourself. Subscribe to the channel if you want to, but don't follow me. Follow the one who saves you. And until next time, keep looking up.
I believe because I am a woman of faith.